let's just jump in. Fellas, thanks for hosting us in this beautiful, well-kept tennis court.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you. It was well kept.
to our Shangri-La.
Yeah. So this is the pad, boys.
This is the pad. Yeah, this is well, we've been living here for how long? Like
8 months.
8 months or so. They're trying to knock this house down.
Right.
And they're putting like 44 apartments on it and that. So
It's a
But
big
all
house.
the neighbours love us so much that they're just opposing the development.
Is that
well, I
right?
think
Is
they
that
just
right?
love not having 44 apartments. So like they're just loving us as well. So
3 sweet boys.
apart from old mate behind us, he doesn't like us, but
So it's
um,
so it's pretty good going being a YouTube creator, is it?
Yeah, it's sick.
it's good. I mean, like, yeah, I wouldn't want to do anything else really.
Yeah.
Especially because I used to do a trade in that. So doing this is like 2 worlds apart in
Yeah.
terms of not waking up at 5 a.m.
Especially with a house like this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, we've got lucky. Very lucky.
Very lucky.
How'd you rip that bandit off when you were a tradie? Like, was it, with like,
Oh man, I wasn't enjoying it all. And then like when you start like waking up and not looking forward to what you're doing, and then also like it can just like mentally it kind of gets to you, and then you just kind of like, this is not what I want to do. Like I wanted to entertain and shit. Like that was like kind of, I don't know. All through school, I kind of was like I mucked around. I suppose like bit of a class clown and that in terms of that sort of stuff. But like I'd always, growing up, massive Chris Lilly fan and all that stuff, and just going, I'd love to do like make it my own like mockumentary in the future and that. And then I was working up like doing FIFO, working up north doing like 6 weeks on, 1 week off.
Yeah.
And then Seb called me and he was like, let's just make videos. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. So I quit my job, and then like within the next week we were making videos down in Perth. So
just
yeah,
like that.
And then that's been ever since that. That's history, really.
Tell how to, yeah, we
Yeah, sorry guys.
a few planes
Hopefully
over
it
there.
doesn't rain today.
Well, that's actually a police chopper.
Coming for that kid, I think. Poor bastard.
There's a few uncontrollables in today's app.
So how did you three like come together?
Will and I went to school together, and were friends throughout high school. And then we met Nick when we came to Melbourne.
I just weaseled my way in.
Yeah.
Good weasel though. Good. Like it's made the channel so much better.
Yeah.
But Nick
A
actually,
valuable weasel.
yeah, like he, we were chatting to another bloke who brought us over, but Nick was actually the person that introduced, like showed him our channel.
Yep.
And said,
The channel was just missing a bit of obesity, honestly.
Every channel needs the fat guy.
yeah, he's got $1 million laugh as well, so that plays well,
Yeah.
There it is. It's right on cue. You just do it on
I
camera.
knew it was coming.
I tried to hold it in.
So when you guys first linked up to make videos, you're like, fuck it, this is what we want to do. Was it Misfit Minds from day dot, or did you guys come to that over the journey?
Yeah, it actually had another name, but the name was cringe. It was like,
well, I wasn't there for that name, so don't bring me
Will's
into
not
that.
responsible for that first
he's
name.
down
Yeah.
Pretty sure I came and said this
Wait,
has
you
got to
haven't
change.
told me this name yet, I don't
it
think.
was like professional piss takers or like something super tacky. I don't know. It was bad. It had to be changed. But at the same time, we're just like messing around, making TikToks. But yeah, and then we met Nick like 2 years after just making TikToks and YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like that missing link. We knew it was missing something as well, like the vlogging.
Yeah.
Like the pranks were starting to get okay, but it was just missing that like, personality aspect.
Yeah. So when did you first come to Melbourne?
I think it was like a year, like pretty much a year ago, maybe like a year
I
and a
would
month.
Probably literally say like a year ago, like to the day, probably
not
a year
long.
ago.
Pretty soon after we probably first met. I mean,
Yeah, it was. It was
3
probably like
months.
2 months, 3 months.
yeah,
Like
wow.
we've kind of
There you go.
and like in terms of we always wanted to do YouTube, but we started off doing skits and everything, like kind of just like tradie TikToks, like every carpenter, every plumber on a site and that. And like we knew we didn't want to continue to do it because there's always like the inspired unemployed, like they've kind of they've got that lane. And then we wanted to do YouTube, so it was kind of just building towards that. And then
I love that we're having this chat, guys, because I reckon there's so many people listening to this that, I don't know, we talk about all the time that this is the sort of like the opportunity at hand that you can quit a job, go make a life doing something you love, and
Crazy.
yeah, and you guys are like the embodiment of that. So we haven't really had a guest on that has, I mean, we get a lot of clothing brands, but in terms of like pure creators, like you guys are it. So I want to I'm going to rip the band-aid off right now. Is it a real opportunity? Like, are you guys living off this, and how's it all look?
100%, and the opportunity right now, especially in Australia, is huge. Like, there's not that many content creators in Australia posting weekly on YouTube. There's not many at all. It's like up for grabs completely. And
we said that like 2 years ago. Like we and like all respect to all the other creators that have like started before us and that, but we definitely felt like there was a massive void in Australian YouTube in terms of like, I don't know, just hype in a way.
Yep.
And like we just felt
vloggy,
like vloggy
stuff,
pranks like
Doesn't really
it doesn't exist in Australia. And we were just kind of like, we literally said it. I remember we were in the car like a couple of years ago after we like posted a TikTok, and we were just like, the throne is up for grabs. Like anyone can take this. Like, so we just kind of went hard since then. So
what's the throne look like? Like, I mean, we don't have to say exact figures, but like, you're living comfortably off like a video. How does it work? Like, I feel like so many people see like 1 million views on a video, but it's like, does that translate to what?
We've started, like, obviously the bigger you get, the more money you make, but the more money we make, the more money we spend on videos.
Yep.
So like I guess our ethos is literally make the videos as best as they can at all costs, you know?
You get paid, so like on YouTube it's called an RPM, and it's you get paid per 1,000 views. So like it depending on how your video suits towards like companies that want to put ads on your video, also like swearing, like crudeness and everything.
So you
like
guys making $0.
No, it's actually crazy. We're actually like, we've showed other creators like that like some of the greatest Australian YouTubers, like we've showed them kind of the RPM and that, and like you can make anything from like 30 cents per 1,000 views to like we're like around, you know, $10 to $12 per 1,000 views.
Holy shit.
And like we don't know how this has worked out, like in terms of
take
we
it.
just
Fair
post the
handshakes.
most absurd shit. So
Yeah, everyone we've shown has gone, how the fuck is your CPM or RPM so high? Like you guys post pretty cook stuff.
But like once you, if you keep like doing bad stuff and against like YouTube's rule books, they'll just bring that straight down and it will stay down there. Like it's never going to go up.
Okay.
So like, yeah, mostly in terms of like YouTube, you get paid monthly from that. And then you've got, you know, you don't get paid off TikTok, but you get paid off like Snapchat. They've got Spotlight, which is like the TikTok version. You can get paid off YouTube Shorts. Like we haven't posted Shorts yet because we're just like a bit like not too sure about the whole Shorts scene.
Okay.
Just because like it's kind of like builds kind of short form viewers when we're trying to create long form videos. You know?
I hear.
So it's like it's in between. We still want to experiment with it all, but like there's so many avenues. Like, but you'll probably learn from a lot of YouTubers. Like most of the money comes from the merch and everything that they do.
Yeah.
So we're yet to release the merch, but
yeah. Speaking of merch, you guys are wearing
finally got it printed yesterday. Actually,
beautiful garments there.
Some fresh prints.
Great garments.
Yeah, it's great, very comfy.
I exist.
Shout out to the guys who got these blanks done. Actually,
Who are those guys?
don't know, but they're wankers. So.
Fuck.
Talk us through so Mindwear. Mindwear is, I guess, the name of the merchandise or the brand, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Where does that line up with Misfits?
Well, it links in nicely with the name Misfit Minds, I think. We don't like to call it merch. It's more of like a clothing, maybe label.
Yeah, just the whole YouTube scene, like we feel like merch is kind of not really treated.
Hasn't been done well.
It's not being done well. Like you'll get like a real shitty like blank and just slap on your face on it and then that's it. And you don't really care about it. You're just like sending it out. And like, look, people love that. People, that's why they watch your videos and they want it. But we kind of want to have something that's like its own entity, like where, you know, it can kind of stand on its own after YouTube. Like YouTube's got an expiry date. This doesn't.
Bloody, I think it's important to note as well with you guys that you're very hands-on with it, from like designing, you know, garments. Definitely nothing we've ever seen from majority of the creators we work with. And I think, as you said, like the previous standard is find the cheapest blank you can. And pretty much, in fact, before that, just outsource it to whoever can make you the most money and don't worry about it. Like, let some other company deal with it. We've seen that a lot in the sort of creative space, where I think hats off to you guys because you've actually gone full hands-on. You guys are driving around to screen printers, designing everything. Like, so for those listening, it's like these guys truly care, and that's really obvious to us.
Yeah. No, thank you very much.
I think also to add on that, there's a lot more that meets the eye with you three, and the average person would watch your videos, you know, on TikTok, on YouTube, just doing the craziest stuff, and would probably pigeonhole you guys, you know, intellectually into a bucket. And,
for sure.
Real shitty bucket.
Yeah,
no, that's very true.
and I think that was one of the things that stood out for Jesse and I when we first sat down and met with you, was just like, fuck, these guys are super switched on. Like, and even just what you knew about the merch space, because a lot of people, like, we have to hold their hands through the whole process, and just for you guys to come out like guns firing and almost say what we would pitch someone.
Yeah.
And you guys just understood the economics of it, and maybe how it should work and what you should start with. And it just, we were just like, initially we were impressed, I suppose.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So
I mean, we haven't sold anything yet, so we're
We
not too
haven't,
sure,
yeah.
but like, fingers crossed.
More on us that.
I guess we do have like, I guess we have like to have control of everything. It's like when it comes to the videos, we like edit it, Seb edits most of it, and we like to have, control over it because we want to, give the best product to the people that are viewing it. I guess it's just the same with merch.
Yeah.
What's the dynamic
Not
between
merch,
you
sorry,
three?
not merch.
Not
Yeah,
merch.
not merch.
It's not called merch.
Clothing label. What is the dynamic between you three?
As in,
Is in like working dynamic? Who does what?
so Nick helps me with a lot of the editing, and then Will's in control of the mindwear.
Nice.
Got it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Hold on, what is Will control?
What's it called again?
Nah, I've kind of like, in terms of, we all like help out with each other. I mean, like Seb's definitely like kind of spearheads the whole editing side of things. Nick helps out a lot with that. And then like usually we'll all think of like when we're preparing for a video, like I'll start to think of some of the material to say in it, and then we'll all come around and then go over and then like just add to it with the material to say in the videos and that, like, and what sort, like, kind of different sorts of lines that we can say if we want, if it like arises the opportunity to say a line,
Yeah, absolutely. How much are you storyboarding any given video? Like, is it, because I think from an outsider's perspective, some of it just obviously feels, there's like an art, I would say, in like making it feel super loose and off the cusp, but in reality, I'm sure you guys plan a lot more of that out.
Yeah, we do, especially when you're posting weekly. The more you plan, the more consistent you can be, because it takes less time to actually go film the videos because you've got an idea of what you want it to look like.
Yeah, you know what you want.
So if we like don't go in with a plan, then we're going to be spending too much time filming, and then you don't actually get the video out on like every week. While if we plan it a bit more, we can like achieve posting weekly, which is like one of our main goals, is to just get videos out weekly.
How does it work creatively? I'm sure you guys have a shitload of ideas. Does it get a bit sort of chaotic with like ideas coming forward? Who gets the final say?
Especially living together.
It's just like, there's so many ideas on our whiteboard, and it's kind of like, we try to pick the best one, but then because of, posting weekly, it's like, we can't do that video this week. So it's a lot of the time it's actually in shambles, and it's pretty dynamic. Like, we have to just go back and forth. Sometimes we might start recording a video, and then after a day or two we go, fuck, this isn't working. And like on a Wednesday have to flip up and just start recording a completely new video.
Friday night sometimes, like on a Saturday we'll film a whole new video and just try to get it out. But like if we're not happy with the quality of a video, like we just won't post it, because it's like always quality over quantity. Like we don't want to just send stuff out, because that's not why we're doing it. We're not doing it to like, we're doing it, of course, like you want to do it to actually make a living and everything, but we're doing it because we actually have a passion for it. So like if no artist is just going to like, say if you had an artist doing a painting and it's just absolute dog shit, they're not just going to go, oh yeah, I'll just release it. Like they're not just going to, they'll like go back to the drawing board, So like ideas, I mean, probably we think of like out of every 10, there's probably 8 that are shit ideas, and then you got 2 good ones, and you just keep going and you just think, that's how we do it really.
And the initial idea is never what it is at the end. Like someone might come up with like the root of the idea, then in the environment of all the 3 of us, it turns into something else always.
Yeah.
Is there one video that comes to mind which maybe going in you're like, fuck, this idea is just too crazy, I don't know how we're going to execute this, and maybe you guys pull it off and you're like, wow, that was, it stands out from the rest, like how the fuck did we do that?
Oh, probably in terms of ideas that we didn't think would go as well as they did, would probably be like we did the disabled toilet prank, and we did that, and then when we posted it on TikTok, it got like 52 million views or something. So like we didn't know that had the extent of that sort of like people going, like people, because we make stuff where people can also kind of go like relate to it, like in terms of everyone's kind of gone into a disabled toilet and walked out, and there might have been someone who's waiting there, or like it's your worst nightmare for that to happen.
Talk us through the videos for those that haven't seen it.
So we got like we got some wheelchairs, and then we got a disabled toilet sign, and put like when someone would go into the toilets, we'd slap on a disabled toilet sign, and then when they came out, we were all just sitting there in wheelchairs just going, really, like good on you, like kind of basically just saying like, I can't believe you've done this, and then make them feel a bit guilty, but then like we tried to flip it a bit where you're saying just funny shit where they're kind of going like, you want them to just go, piss off, mate,
The initial idea was to wait for someone to go into a disabled toilet, but no one did, so props
Yeah.
off to the
A lot
rest
of
of the world.
I've spoke to you guys previously, and I know with a lot of your ideas, I think you have one with like the shopping trolleys, and you'll just wait hours at a car park.
Oh my god, that video was fucked to film. Honestly, we'd sit in this van and we'd just drive around car parks or just park up, and we'd sit there for a few hours, and one of us would be on the scooter, and we'd have radio walkie-talkies going. There's a guy in a red hoodie. He's not putting his trolley back, and then we'd have to try and drive the van into a place where we could film it, and then also catch the guy and hopefully get a good reaction. And that took so long, but it was so fun to do because it's like the stakeout. We're just sitting there just watching and waiting for someone not to put their trolley back. It was so fun.
It's kind of funny though, because like when we were doing it, we're speaking on walkie-talkies because one of us is on the scooter and one of us is in the van, and we're just chatting about it. And then we've accidentally gone on like someone else's line on the radio, and they're like, "Boys, couldn't give a shit that you're trying to catch people with trolleys. Can you fuck off?" We're trying to back a truck into we've gone on this truck company. Like, yeah, sorry boys, we got the next one. And that was kind of funny. But stakeouts and that, I love a stakeout because like it's kind of just fun in there. But I swear, stuff when you think of those ideas of people not putting their trolleys back, you see it all the time. And then when we go try film it, no one does it.
They're
Everyone
also
puts their trolleys
diligent.
back.
Yeah.
Although we did hit gold on the last day. We didn't go to Costco until the last day, and then we went to Costco, and it was just gold.
Mate,
Like it was just
yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
Line.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
good.
doing the double hand points.
Yeah.
Didn't know who to pick.
Yeah. That's on that real quick is like that was such a childhood like nostalgia, like going onto the walkie-talkie. This is before phones and trying to link on with those truck drivers to talk shit. It was even before like Modern Warfare 2 talking shit. It was like the OG.
No,
shit
for
talk.
sure. That stuff was like just asking what they're having for lunch and shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
piss off, mate.
Like, you're like 6 on this little like your voice is like 20 octanes. Hi mate. What are you doing?
No way they're thinking you're another truckie. Like,
You're trying to put on some deep voice or something. Oh man.
It's good to hear just how much goes into a video, not just in time and planning, but also the resources you guys, and even the pressure that is on you guys. Like you're all supporting yourselves financially through these videos. If a video goes to shit, 2-3 weeks in a row, like you guys are in probably a pretty bad place in terms.
No, it's happened.
it's happened. Yeah, it's happened many times. Like, I mean, when we first started, like, making videos, we were making nothing. So Seb and I were just living out of the van, like, most of the time.
Yep.
And then, like, we just go to Coles and get, like, a 60-cent roll, 1 slice of ham from the deli and 1 slice of cheese and just have that for lunch. Like,
Wow.
And then, I mean, like, that's kind of, it's
good
good to
fit.
think back on, though, like, that
yeah.
sort of stuff. But, it's starting to get better, I suppose.
Yeah. We think we're out of the hole, and then the next month we're back in the hole, calling up my sister, asking if I can borrow like $100.
Yeah,
drag you back down.
We will do stupid stuff in videos or make. They're not stupid purchases though, because they end up making the videos better. But we go to Kmart and bought 7 guitars to smash while we were trolling some guitar teachers. Like,
we buy
stuff like that.
Guitar teachers.
Yeah, we bought a car like for $6,000 like the other week to give away in a video, and then you just kind of like then the video went to shit, so we didn't even use that footage. So like
And we gave away the car.
giving away a car. So like it's just sometimes it doesn't work out, but like that's what it's all about.
No, I'm a massive proponent of the way you guys do it, like giving value and building for the long term. And I think that's probably what a lot of creators and businesses don't get. It's to us, I think it's pretty second nature. Like you have to fucking do that for the highest quality outcome. But so many people will be like, oh, $6,000, like, what do you mean I can pocket that and, whatever, you put that money into something else that takes away from the quality of what you're doing. You guys are building for the long term, and I think that's why you're so confident in what you're doing. You know that, like, when you do sell merch or when when that right brand deal comes along, it'll be substantial because of what you've done to that date.
Yeah, 100%.
It's huge.
For sure.
Have you guys figured out the algorithms with YouTube and TikTok in terms of views yet?
No.
Nah, I don't think anyone ever has, apart from Mr. Beast, really. Like, he basically works for YouTube, that bloke.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's very hard to kind of, like, get adjusted on it. Like, it's trends and everything are always changing and, like, what people are into. So, like, you can never really have a full, like, grasp on it, I suppose.
The statistics and stuff you can analyze, and then I guess try and just get better each week at analyzing the stats, and then I guess use it to make decisions in the future on titles and thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. But it's never really set in stone.
How heavily do views weigh in like a decision for a video? Like, are you making a video because you think you're going to get tons and tons of views, or we might get tons of views on this idea, but this idea is more true to us? So you like, where do you?
We definitely have that conversation a bit. Sometimes we're like, this video, this title and thumbnail is just going to bang and it's going to get a lot of views and we should do it. But then other times we think of like a video idea that's just such a good idea, but not a good title and thumbnail. And we know that it's like probably not going to get as many views, but like then you're building your like your core audience, and they'll still watch it and love it, and it'll be their favorite video, but it might not go out to that extra like, you know, few thousand people. But like it's like a long-term thing. Again, you know, you've gained like super fans from that video, and like, but you haven't gained any new ones. But like the next video, you can gain the new ones. You know?
Like it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea each video, but like it's going to be someone's favorite video, which like you see that. So like you see someone will comment on a video that we were disappointed in, and like, this is my favorite video, and you're like, shit, like it is some, like in terms of it is doing its purpose, like for someone, you know. So
Absolutely.
no, that's the cool thing about it all. Yeah.
Love that.
You guys are obviously from Perth originally. I want to get into this because it's a massive thing that we talk to people about, and it's, you know, the biggest hurdle is taking that first step or that leap in terms of doing your own thing, and it's the scariest, you know, thing you can do. And you guys, similar to our videographer Digby actually, picked up your whole lives in Perth, jumped to Melbourne kind of on a whim, hoping to make it work. Can you guys talk us through that period of time and just maybe how beneficial that's been for you guys now looking back?
Well, Will and I have, and Nick as well, but like before we met Nick, we were always like, there's no plan B. Like, this is the plan A. And there's like so many people are like, oh, like I don't like this job or this trade, but I'm doing it to get something behind me, and then I'm going to try something else. And it's like, it just doesn't work like that. Like, it's so competitive. Whatever it is you want to do, you have to go all in, and on top of that, still get lucky. So like, if you're not all in, you're not going to get lucky.
Yeah, there's no point doing a trade. Like, that's why I said that to my mum, because my mum and dad, they both said, like, get a trade behind you. And I was like, I think I was like 2.5 years into my apprenticeship. And I said to mum, I was like, I feel like if I do this and put this behind me, I'm just going to kind of go, oh, well, I've done this 4 years now. I'm just going to become a carpenter.
Now we're
like,
getting paid properly and whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, mum was like, why don't you still on the side, like make videos on the side? I'm like, well, so there I'm like divvying up like my percentage of like effort towards two different things. Like, it's just never going to work. So
Like the side men already exist.
yeah, exactly. But like,
little gag.
but no, I suppose like in terms of coming over here, we got to the point like where this sounds a bit, this could sound stupid, but like Seb and I would be editing in Perth a lot, and we'd have mates and that message us, and they'd be like, oh, come out, like there's a party, or like come down to the beach, like come do this, come do that. And like, although we really wanted to, like we were kind of really set on what we wanted to do, like with the videos and that. And then that was on like a Saturday night and they would all work like from Monday to Friday, and that there's nothing wrong with that. But in terms of like, they'd be like, oh, you're always doing videos and that. And like, which is understandable because we generally were hermits, like we don't go out. And in terms of, I was like, Seb and I were talking about it, and we were just like, it's going to get to the point where like, you know, it'll be a Monday night where like, if this all goes to plan, and like you call up your mate and they'll just be like, oh, I'm working. And then you're like, so it kind of pays backwards, you know, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. I think people aren't willing to make those sacrifices early. You know, they're like, oh, my YouTube's not going well, but they're going out to every party, every event.
Yeah.
And like that shit just gets you nowhere, you know, and it's a hard reality because as you say, like your friends are there and it seems awesome. But I think you also know, and the reason you guys are able to say no is because you love it. And you're like, you know what? This love for this actually kind of rivals that party, or, you know,
for sure. There's
like
a million other parties, like, you know.
Correct.
We can party when we have the time to.
Yeah. Monday night, whenever.
Learning to say no has been like such a big thing, especially for me, because I just say yes to everything and everyone. Like when I know that I couldn't go, and then I'd have to like combat like, oh, shit.
That's the worst shit.
Yeah. Fuck. But then so this thing where it's like on the other side of every no is a yes, and like you're saying no to that party, but you're saying yes to yourself.
That's cool.
That's
I like that. Yeah.
That's very nice. That was a nice bit of wisdom there.
Yeah.
Nick, what was your journey in all this? Obviously, the boys came over. You've ended up linking up, but what was your journey up to that point?
I used to make music, kind of lost a bit of passion for it through COVID because I stopped doing shows. Everything closed down. And then I was my friend that I was living with moved down here, and then I kind of was coming down on the weekends, hanging out next door. And then I told one of the guys, I go, you should check out these guys, Misfit Minds. They're pretty sick. Came down here. I was down here as well. And then we just got along, started kind of just weaseled my way in.
Yeah.
Nick plays it down. He was playing Splendor, Listen Out.
Yeah, right.
He was like a solid DJ.
Yeah.
My sister was a huge fan of him.
Shit.
And then
Good
when
fun.
when Entway messaged, I remember like my sister had told me about him, and I was like, you know, like it's Entway.
Dude, that was funny as fuck in the car when we
that
got
was
picked up
funny.
from the airport, and Nick was driving the car with the bloke who like invited us over.
I'm pretty sure I was taking the piss. Like I wore a full chauffeur's outfit.
Oh, you were wearing like
I had
a
like a
suit
suit
jacket.
jacket. Like I was taking the piss
I
completely.
was in the back looking up like what's Entray's real name because he's introduced himself as Nick. Nothing came up, and I'm just looking at him like
It's halfway through the
it
drive.
could be him. And then I was like, "Are you Entray?"
Real
like,
client.
yeah.
Yeah.
I should have just said no and just
Yeah.
see how long I can play it out for.
He's a
But,
really distinctive looking guy. Like, you know,
No,
you,
but it was like
you would
this-
have the mullet and
It was this weird picture on his Spotify that I was going off.
Yeah, that's when I was skinnier.
ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the
I didn't
old
want to
people.
say it.
No, look, the whole music thing was so fun, and it was like a good life experience, and I really love doing it. But man, that shit is fucked for your health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have your health in check, like, man, some of these DJs that are touring non-stop, I don't know how the fuck they do it. Like,
Yeah, just pinging around, literally.
oh my God.
Yeah, literally pinging around.
Yeah.
I would never
Of course.
Do that.
do that.
What did
Definitely
you
not.
see in these two guys to want to jump on board?
I saw that they were both like pretty fucking hilarious, and I was like, these guys are like very good. And I've worked in like YouTube before and like been in that community, so I've seen like everything goes into it. So I was like, oh, there's some things like you guys could do differently, and kind of gave them a bit of advice, and then they picked up on it straight away, and then we kind of just all worked together really well.
Mm.
I don't know.
It definitely clicked.
Yeah.
Yo, he's like Nick benefits like we've benefited a lot from Nick as well, because like even just like I suppose even though he was doing like music, it's still quite similar in terms of that sort of entertainment like industry, where like he's kind of been through the whole kind of like trial and tribulations of like different sorts of stuff. Like I don't know if I said that right, but like
Sounded good.
yeah, cheers. And then but like just in terms of he's good with giving advice, of being patient and everything like that. Like your time will come, because sometimes it feels like you're just kind of not going anywhere. You're very stagnant, and like he's definitely like he's kind of puts faith back into it whenever we're feeling down about it all, just going like, remember why you're doing it and everything. And like, because he's gone through kind of like the highs and lows of like the entertainment industry as well. So like, yeah, it's a huge kind of like bonus to be making videos with him now too.
These boys have just brought me into their lives, and now they're literally like brothers to me.
That's
It's like
It feels that way
very,
when you
very,
come
Yeah.
it's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you care to go into maybe some of those highs and lows that you had?
I think they're the same in like any creative industry. It's like with music, with YouTube, with anything where you're kind of putting yourself on display, and like your success is based off how other people perceive you. That's when you get the highs and lows, because say you release a song, it doesn't do as good as you thought it was going to do. You kind of like, fuck, I'm done, or whatever. It's the same as YouTube. Like you make this crazy good video, you put it out, and then it doesn't go as well as you thought it's going to go, and then you kind of have this self-doubt. It's the same thing. It's like, when you're working for yourself, or the three of us, it's really just how other people perceive you as your success. So it's hard, because you're always going to be looked at, I guess.
100%.
So it's a weird thing to try to get your head around.
Yeah, it's also kind of as well though, like you don't want to care how people perceive you as well, because then you can get caught up with it all. So like it's like that kind of like fine
Just
line.
read the TikTok comments and you'll get a dose of that.
Yeah, exactly right. Like Pete, you're not going to be like you can be the fucking juiciest peach on a fucking tree, but not everyone likes peaches. But you got to learn to like know that not everyone likes peaches. Like in terms of not everyone likes what we do. So just like focus on and just be ourselves and everything, and then it'll kind of follow.
How do you go? Obviously, a big part of what you guys do is getting that feedback from your true fans and whatever. So I'm assuming you guys are in those comments somewhat regularly. How do you go dealing with critical feedback or hate or whatever?
Before we started, I honestly would have thought we'd get so much more hate than we actually do. With like doing.
Well, it started
pranks
off
and
with a lot
stuff.
of hate.
Yeah.
Like
Well, we've got like, I don't know, like when you're getting 500 comments and 495 of them are positive, like you're not going to dwell on 5 that are like, this sucks.
you just
got to look
can't.
at the
You
positive
just can't.
ones.
Like
Yeah.
in terms of, because like you just don't know, even though those 5 people that said that could have had a bad day, or like something like that could have happened to them where they didn't like when something
Definitely.
like, like a video like that happened to them, like.
It's usually less than 5 as well, honestly. Like,
Oh yeah, like
it's
it's
one or two a video maybe.
Yeah, but you still get them, like, in terms of, and like, I remember at the start, Seb I was very much like, before I started making videos, I really cared what people thought about me, and kind of like, felt like I was someone I just wasn't really, in terms of I was always trying to please people. And then I remember when we'd get a shit comment on like a video, and I'd just be like, Seb, like, oh God, man, like that sucks. And he's just like, you're literally picking one out of like 35 comments, like when we just started, like that are good comments, but you're dwelling on like the one bad comment. Like, just don't worry about it. Like
100%.
The thing is, though, it's natural. It's human nature. Like, you have 500 comments, one of them's bad. You're always going to gravitate towards the bad one. It's why news love posting about bad things and death and tragedy, because everyone, you know, pays attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's layers. I mean, like the TikTok comments are just some of the most. I just can't even wrap my head around it. Like, just go on a personal note here for a second. I haven't told anyone this. I'm still wrapping my head around it. Someone commented on one of my videos. She's like, "You have a negative tilt in your eyes and something else." Like, I'd never heard like.
I've noticed that.
I'm out now. She hit some, like, it was like a robot essentially. She shouldn't, you know what I mean? 0 followers, whatever. And I'm like, I googled it. I'm like, what the hell? It was like this full like fucking facial description thing. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna Google this, and it was like, there's like some studies that show like the type of person you are with the way your eyes sit with like your. I'm like,
load of crap,
what is going on in these comments? Like, it is. So you're best off never to read into this shit, because it will waste your fucking time.
If someone was like having a go at me because of the way my eyes were tilted, that's the least of my worries.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. But
I think just quickly on that, it sounds like your love and your passion for what you guys do is just always going to trump whatever has been thrown at you. Like you said, Seb, with, you know, saying no more as well. It's like you guys love what you do so much that, you know, that striving for that is you know, always going to overcome that party or that other thing.
For
and
sure.
Similar to the hate stuff, it's like that's never going to touch you guys because it's not what you guys are doing it for. And
It's like if like the person asking you to come to the party had the same vision that we did, they'd be saying no as well, you know?
True. Well, this guy's got. Let's get the notepad out there.
No, it's true.
General,
It's so
man.
true. And like in a certain way, like in terms of you to get to, like, say if you've got a dream and like you also have like a passion for something and you've got like an end goal, or not even an end goal, you don't have an end goal, but you know that you want to be like somewhere real high. Like in terms of, you kind of have to be a bit selfish minded. Like, it's just like, that's just how it is. Because if you're just like kind of not thinking about yourself and always worrying about others, but also trying to achieve your own thing, like you're not going to get full results. Like,
As well said. And I think the delayed gratification you guys have to show, and similar to us in a small business, every small business, because you've got to like shoot for the stars, have these big ambitions, but it's like such a fucking process. You know, you buying a $6,000 car, goes down this shit. You're like, fuck, I thought that was going to be the video to like catapult us, and all that happens along the way. But the longer you're in it and the more keen you are within it all too, I think people, what I've realized is like people buy into the energy. If you guys just love it like unconditionally, people see that. Like over a long period of time, it's just like, okay, like these guys fucking love it, I love it, you know?
For sure.
It's as simple as that. Yeah.
what would you, if you guys were to start, and this is going to come across as more advice for, you know, aspiring people, you know, young creators to do similar things to yourself. If you were
Bring him in. We've actually got 2 young aspiring. Can we get him in? For
yeah, get him in.
We've actually got 2 work experience kids with us for the
Don't
week.
know how that fell through the cracks, but like that's
get him in the back.
The school system is
Maybe we'll just talk to them.
Yeah,
You can,
boys.
You can answer this question to them, but
Let's let them introduce
let's do
themselves.
that.
G'day guys, I'm Guy. I'm Oscar.
Introduce himself as Guy when I met him. I'm not sure.
He was like,
Hump,
with
yeah.
head of minor tasks.
Yeah, that's
Sounds better than assistant.
yeah.
Okay,
I
like it.
So say these 2 boys, they probably are aspiring creators, you know, they want to get into YouTube, into similar things to what you guys do. Where are you starting? What advice are you guys sharing with them?
You go.
This is the guy.
Yeah.
He needs to talk.
I mean, like, so many people are like, what camera should I use? Start with whatever camera you can get your hands on. Like, it just doesn't matter. And you just have to, I don't know, to be
You're
honest.
never going
Like,
to be ready. You're never going to be ready. Like, if you think you're going to produce, like, the best videos, like, you're just not going to produce them at the start.
You gotta talk to the boys.
Yes, you're just never going to be ready.
Just literally pick up a camera, film it, put it on the internet, and find your niche.
one thing I've noticed is that, like, every successful person pretty much says the exact same thing. So, like, don't listen to me. Like, if you go to pick like 10 people that you think are successful, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. Like, there's not really any secrets, I don't think. Like, they're all saying, like, just do the work, don't wait till you're ready, start now.
get ready for the fucking like chaos that comes.
Yeah,
and-
just
Yeah.
grind.
Yeah.
And like if you never give up, you'll get there.
Mm.
It's just like it's
That was
cliche, but it's
beautiful. That was
That
beautiful.
was awesome.
true.
it's very
Thanks,
good.
boys. You guys can.
Yeah, now
Yeah. See you guys later.
Go get me a water, eh?
Yeah, I'm actually. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Taught him well.
I think like we had Janine Ellis, not to name drop, but we had Janine on and yeah, come on,
Huge
no,
congrats about that.
no, it's not the name drop. It's more about the way she. And again, I've heard this from, as you said, that people you look up to say the same thing. But having her on really showed that. I think she had a kid at 21.
24, I think.
24, she had a baby, and then like she ran businesses, like literally bring the baby to work and shit. And it was like just stuff that I think 99% of the population, but oh, I'm tapping out. I got a baby or a mortgage. She had a mortgage and like went under type of thing. Where people just like, I'm done. Like, this is too stressful. But she was just like, cool. Like, yeah, I got a 2-year-old baby and I'm flying around like a single mother, like flying around doing all that. And I'm just like, whoa, So if you got that resolve and that will to go, and you need to love what you do, right? If you don't, that's the only way you get the will and that willpower, I guess. So anyway, that really like cemented in my head. I'm like, well, this person would not take no.
Yeah.
Remember how many times you bomb on YouTube? Sorry,
Exactly. No, it's so true. If you're gonna make it work if you want to make it work. Like
And
it's just
like you got to start viewing absolutely every hurdle is just an excuse. So it's like, oh, we can't go to Gold Coast because we don't have enough money. We'll sleep in the van. We can't upload this video because we don't have any internet. We'll go to Macca's and just use the Macca's Wi-Fi. Like
always a way.
everything's an excuse.
Always away.
yeah. We're like editing videos. Like we're saying. By the way, we're saying this all like we. If everyone has never heard of us, you probably think we've got about 60 million subs or something, but we've got 130,000.
It's like we've got 59 million. So
but like in terms of like, we were like going to McDonald's and you have like a half an hour kind of internet like limit at McDonald's. So like we'd go from like, we would go to like one Macca's to another Macca's to edit a video and like get a video out. Like and like there was times where we would go to Macca's and just buy like one coffee and be there
what are you
for, like,
ordering?
12
You-
hours editing just like at the Macca's, and then we'd walk out and it'd be like 3 a.m. at a 24-hour Macca's.
Wow.
Just because like we had no Wi-Fi and
love
everything,
that.
and then like we just sleep in the car park at the Macca's in the van. Like, and
Wow.
then it's like 1 a.m. in the morning, you get a knock on the door, and it's the fucking security, and he's just like, "Hello," and you just like, you just don't say anything. And Seb and I are both looking at each other, and I'm like, "You go." And Seb opens up, he's like, "You can't sleep here, mate." And Seb's, "Yeah, no worries, we'll move." So then you just move to behind the building, and then like, but yeah, we'll just, you just got to make it work.
That's
Make
awesome.
it work.
Showering at the beach or the gym, just like I don't know, you just do it.
Yeah.
yeah, if you're like, because you guys really want it, and that's why you're doing it. Like, I think if people have excuses, they don't really want it. They love the idea of it. Like, man, we'll be YouTubers, we'll be sick, we'll make money, and all this stuff. But it's all an idea. It's all like in the wind. But yeah, you guys actually love it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Talk us through some of your funniest pranks that you've done. You can go
Where do we?
of all time or start more recently if that's easier to recollect.
Oh God, like.
Bunnings one, because
you just can't beat that one.
you go into Bunnings and it's just like a pranker's paradise because you've got all these like old blokes, tradies that just give the best reactions. Like we actually love filming in there. We can't really anymore because they're a bit queued on.
Did they come for you guys?
They
No?
didn't come for it. Or, no, like, there was like this convention in Sydney, and we were like, fuck, let's go to the convention and just dress up in Bunnings outfit and just tell people absolute, like, just
Pretty much
stupid
recreate
shit.
the video, but
Yeah.
at the Bunnings Trade Convention with thousands of people.
And we're like in the line there, and we just like got jumpers over our Bunnings outfits, and we're just like sitting in line. The line's ages, and then one of the Bunnings, like the head of advertising in Bunnings Australia, comes up to us, and he's just like, "What are you boys doing?" And we're just like, "We're just come to check out the newest tools and everything." And then he's like, "I know what you're doing." He goes, and he's like, "Between you and I love your stuff." He goes, "But can you please not do it?" We're like, "Nah, we won't. We're not going to fuck around anyway." So we got like an extra like 30 meters down the line, and he comes up to us. He goes, "Boys, are you really like not doing anything?" And we're like, "Nah, we're just coming to have a look at the tools."
We fucking
And
love
then
it.
got further down, and he's going, what are you guys doing in there? And we said, "You want us to leave?" And he's just like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And then we're like, so we left. But like, he was really good about it.
He saw the red. He saw the red of the Bunnings collar sticking out of my hoodie.
That
Fucked up.
distinctive red, yeah.
Yeah, the Bunnings one's probably one of our favourites. We're releasing like one on this week where we pranked our good mate like Liam Dowling. So it's a good prank on him. We did a really good one on him. We won't go too much into it, but that's probably one of our favourite ones so far.
I reckon the window shopping recently, probably
Window
one of the
shopping.
funnier ones we've done for sure.
Yeah, I like the window shopping one.
So much of it is like the way someone reacts. And yeah, like 50-year-old blokes, they just give the best reactions. So
Yeah, that's
they're
our
our targets, really.
They're our targets, so yeah, lock your husbands up. But like in terms of like, yeah, I mean those sort, they're all like, but we never want to do a video where like if someone tells us to leave or something, we're gonna leave. But like in a videos, our favorite bits are like when we're acting so much like a weird person that someone goes home and just goes, "You'd never believe some dickhead tried to buy the window today." Like the window went window shopping. Like that's what we want. We don't want someone going home saying like I had a shit day. So our favorite videos are the ones where people are just thinking that we are just idiots. Like just like kind of like real, just like don't know what's going on.
The joke's on us. Like they leave the like conversation just going, that guy was just an idiot. Like, you know, they're not feeling shit.
Yeah.
They're the pranks we love to do.
Yeah. Probably say that, Woolies, Bunnings, and window shopping.
They're all owned by the same fucking people.
Yeah, they are. Like West Farmers.
Look, we haven't. No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Go on.
But no, it's just you want the people. They go home and they're sitting at the dinner table. Like, you'll not believe what happened to me today. This fucking idiot. Like.
Yeah, you need to get that footage somehow, like just sneak into their house. But
that's why we like put on those costumes and stuff. So we're just the ones that look like.
I love it.
We didn't know that they were all owned by West Farmers, and then in one of our thumbnails, we did like had this thumbnail and we wrote like missing bike, and then the number we just put West Farmers number on it, and like people were calling it up.
I think it was the West Farmers legal team, or it was just like something like that. It was like a little battle with. It was like a little hidden gem in one of the thumbnails.
Oh my
God,
god!
I love that.
Have you been so many lawsuits over the years?
Not that we can talk about.
Okay.
Wait, can we talk about it?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
we
everything
can.
we need to know.
We did a video and found out this bloke like yes, no.
I would
Refrain.
not use descriptive words.
Should we let Nick? Nick's got the
Yeah,
best
Nick's really good with this.
saying things we shouldn't.
Yeah, but make sure you mention the stuff that he told us to say.
Make the story good still though.
Nah, fuck it. Let's just say it.
All right,
Yeah, okay.
go for it. Go
So like
on.
we're doing one of our like fake employee pranks. Seb offered this bloke if he wanted to buy any condoms.
Yeah.
And this bloke took offence to it. And then like we got this stuff in the mail.
This is like early days.
Early days, yeah.
I remember this. I've said. Like, did you do a variation of this?
Are you
or?
trying to get this video out of us? Or something?
Yeah. I didn't say it. No.
No, we did do a variation. It was when we did it more recently in a supermarket.
Yep. Sorry, I shouldn't have done it.
No, you're good. You're good. And then just got some like this bloke was just like got a few questions from his community that he was a part of and his work, and he sent us the questions that people have been asking him since the video, and it was stuff like, why are you buying condoms? Is the old girl on strike? You're not getting any more anymore. Like, you're not getting it anymore. You've got 4 kids. Like, why should you be buying condoms and all that sort of stuff? So, like, that was one of them. Look, I mean...
He's a bit flat, the guy.
A bit flat, yeah, you get a bit flat about it, but...
Happens.
We didn't have any intention for him to take it that
Of
way, but
course
sometimes it does. Yeah, you know.
Purest intentions, you guys.
Yes, purest.
on that, like, I'm sure everyone's dying to know this, is like when you guys are in those moments and they're like so fucking hilarious and stupid, how do you hold that straight face?
I can't.
Yeah, I can't when I'm with Nick because like the situation's funny, and then I look over at Nick.
You guys are
Nick's
hopeless for
laughing,
each
yeah.
other.
Me and Seb, whenever we're in a prank, we kind of just look at each other and just go like, "What? This is fuck. Like, what is happening right now?" We kind of just both laugh.
Oh,
It's like when you're like getting told off in the principal's office, and you like look at each other.
Oh,
and
man.
losing it.
God.
Someone chuckles and then it's all over again.
Smirks.
How was the other day when we were doing the window shopping one? And they put me onto the phone to the bloke saying, "Oh, like, well, you can talk to the bloke who's bought your window." And he's like, "Yeah, fucking put him on the phone to me." And I just like, I don't know what, I just came up with some absolute shit, and the boys weren't expecting it. And I said, "Oh, you said you'd, if you gave me a gobby, you'd give me the window for free." And he was like, "What the fuck? No, I didn't say that." And like 7 Nick were not expecting it. So like I'm in the car, like 3 meters away filming. And Nick and Seb are there too, and I'm like dying in laughter over the phone.
I didn't say I'd suck your dick. And then like the second I heard that, I literally had to I had to face the other way, put my head against the window, and just get it all out for 30 seconds. And I was like, okay,
Yeah, but no, I mean, like, we're putting one scene in that we probably filmed 4 times, and it's the best scene. So, like, in terms of, we may have broken like character in some of the, and then we just don't post it because it's not the best clip. So
For sure.
nah, but you hold it together. I mean, you just hold it together, really.
That's what
like,
you do.
You're also in this like weird outfit kind of costume, so it's just like, would it make sense if you started laughing?
True.
Which I think also adds to it. Like, I don't know, for me, like when I put on a costume, I just feel like I can
You can be anyone.
anything.
say anything.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm like
Dream
just,
big, little rock star.
Yeah.
You know?
if I'm just wearing like normal clothes, they just look at you and they're just like, are you like fucking with me? But if you're in an outfit, like put a cowboy hat on, you're good.
Cowboy hat,
You
stomach
do whatever
out.
you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Undersized
undersized shirt.
Oh my god, we haven't had one for a while.
We did the last video. You wore an undersized latex shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like something I normally wear.
Well, Nick, we're going to put you on the spot here a little bit. So you boys are sitting down with two chocolate connoisseurs, being myself and Jess.
You too.
We
I
love
haven't
our
heard about
chocky.
it, so-
Jesse holds some records for 7 chocolate bars in 7 minutes. Like,
Yep.
speaking to the guy right here.
7 chocolate bars in 7 minutes.
yeah.
How's
Chocky's
it
out.
I don't know if that's been done before, but it was
Look,
pretty some
on
serious
paper,
bars.
on paper it sounds easy, but when it's 7 different bars, you're getting some nuts.
Are we talking like?
Different nuts.
Are we talking like what gram bars? How many grams? Are you talking like 200-gram blocks?
No. So we're talking 7 chocky bars, 60
Regular
grams.
size.
Like a 12
60 grams,
like
or
a 12
58.
you find at like the
12's pretty
servo.
small. That's like a 38 gram. But we're talking like Mars. Like
These guys know their stuff.
I've definitely watched your videos. I'm a phony though because I did about 3 TikTok chocolate reviews and it just wasn't it. Like because I was up against the heavyweights in the industry, and now
What do you mean by that? Heavyweight?
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
Hey, it's just there's some big plays in the game. There's a lot of chocolate to be eaten. So
And again.
anyway, there's a
Once
few.
again.
There is a. Sorry, you go, Dan.
No, go.
No,
I'm just
Dan.
saying it's rude that you're calling me fat.
We don't really do fat jokes around here.
Yeah, it's not acceptable.
Do you want him out? We can get him out there. Anyway,
get the interns
Chocky
in.
Dan, for those that don't know, Nick's also got a second account, Chocky Dan. Me and Jesse, huge fans, not
Big
just the
fans.
Misfits, but also Chocky Dan. So today we thought we'd put you on the spot a little bit. and bring
We
them
weren't sure like if it was like deep fakes or like we weren't sure if you actually eat all the chocolate. No, I'm joking. Your face is like shocked. You're like, what
Wait,
the
do you
fuck?
Do you think I don't eat all the
No,
chocolate?
No.
taking the piss out of you.
No, but genuinely, I do eat all the chocolate.
So this is what we got. So we got 5 bars today.
yeah.
We just want a review. Nothing
review?
crazy.
You can take your pick. We just want an on-the-spot review. Give us your best review. You can pick.
Well, give me a look. There's some that I can't eat,
Don't
but
throw
we
it.
won't go into.
Are you allergic to nuts?
Yeah.
No, I just can't eat peanuts.
One sort of nuts.
That's a big. That's a big one.
Do they all have
That's
peanuts in
actually really. That's a shatter.
That's a
Peanut
peanut,
peanut
one.
butter.
Nick
Will-
kind of like self
We could be
kind
in a
of
bit of
like
strife here.
diagnose himself with
Is that-
different sorts of stuff. So
Yeah.
like, we don't actually know if he's allergic to this sort of
Look.
stuff because he had like a peanut salad dressing the other day and that scoffed down. All right, so
Yeah, right.
I've had all 3 of these.
Poor taste though.
Yeah, all 3. I like it.
I've had all 3 of these. My favorite would have to be the Kit Kat
I've heard
Crunchy
that.
Milo,
I've heard
100%.
that.
That's in
I've tried
top
it.
5 of all time in my eyes.
Give us a
You
quick,
know,
like, 30-second
we just need to have a
review.
quick chocolate conversation. You know the guy, there's that guy who does Chocky TikToks. He just eats the Rogus, like anything new at Coles. And he's like really Aussie.
Oh, yeah, he does like the Bilson reviews as well. He
Yeah,
just
yeah.
drinks,
the
like, alcohol and
Uber
stuff.
Yeah.
Russ Eats.
Russ Eats.
Russ
Yeah, that's
Eats?
it. Yeah.
He I think he voted the Milo bar as his number 1. I think
Very nice.
it's very good. So get that in there. All right, you've set the precedent. He can't eat the chocolate bar until you got to feed them to him. Oh,
Fuck, that's how he normally eats.
yeah, is that normal? Anyway, yeah, let's get a. Can we get a bit of a review?
All right,
Let's get a review on one of them.
I'll keep it short and simple for this one. Caramel milk, crackle slices. I've got to keep it straight, man, right? 45 gram.
That's what you're worrying about?
We,
Not
we,
just
we can chop
in
this
your
up as Chocky Dan content. So
Yeah, 45 grams. 13.6 grams of sugar. Traditional Cadbury, just a traditional Cadbury block, way better than this. I think Cadbury have much better ranges than the crackle slices. I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
Oh,
Classic Cadbury,
Harsh.
7 out of 10. But unnecessary.
yeah,
Dream Oreo, I actually haven't had this one.
bullshit.
open it up.
Bullshit.
That's a crock of shit.
I got to be quick with this one.
This is like a 1 bite.
You know what?
That's true.
Doesn't even taste it. You know what?
As a kid,
That's a
the
kid.
favourites box, they had the dreams in it. I'd always Second it gets open, I've got bang, 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 take out all the dreams, pocket them,
Nice.
and then, slowly eat them over the next 10 minutes.
You anti-Turkish delight or?
I just like the dreams. I like white chocolate.
Turkish delight slap.
Yeah, that's a real device. Like speaking about favourites boxes, the Turkish delights left at the bottom, and I was so happy. Everyone in the family wouldn't eat them.
Yep.
No, see,
Average.
What, you didn't like a Turkish delight?
Wait. I'm not finished with the dream.
Okay.
Sorry.
Dream, good chocky. I like white chocky, but I'm a Milky Bar boy. I think Milky Bars do taste better than Cadbury Dreams. Oreo is nice though. Great. 7 out of 10.
7. Shit.
Shit.
Now this,
Is that higher or lower than you guys thought?
I don't know.
I think it's about right. This is big.
Yeah, this is a big
We've
one.
left the best for last.
Milo Chunky.
It goes crazy.
It's like
He's feeling something. Feeling some kind of way.
he's gone somewhere else.
Get
hasn't he?
get one more bite and do it.
Oh.
9 out of 10.
9.
No reviews.
No story. No bullshit. Just 9.
Well, if you want my 10 out of 10 opinion, I reckon Whittaker's chocolate, very, very, very good. As like an easily accessible chocolate at the supermarket, Whittaker's,
Can't miss.
Expensive.
Great.
Expensive.
It
you
is.
get what you
Premium.
pay for.
Fair.
Go.
It's
It's a bigger block.
a bigger block. You
Like
get what you pay
there's,
for.
there's almost more coconut in the coconut rough than there is chocolate.
This
Like
is true.
They put a shitload of coconut in that.
Thanks very much, boys. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
Thanks for doing
Nice
this
afternoon
for us.
snack. I
No,
will
thanks, boys, for feeding
finish
me.
these off later.
Beautiful.
But good selection. It's actually a very varied selection as well. You got a bit of everything.
Yeah,
true.
I was trying to give you some choices in there, so there you go. Well, boys, we've covered a lot today, including chocolate. So let's leave it there. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for hosting us. It's awesome, as Jesse said at the beginning, to speak to creators, in that YouTube, TikTok world. We feel like we probably haven't covered that too well so far with who we've had on. So it's been awesome.
Keep going.
It's been awesome to get an insight into what a day in the life looks like and what it actually requires to get to where you guys are at. So thank you so much, and
No,
Jess,
thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Next
boys.
time we'll
Thank you
give
for
you guys chairs.
Yeah, we did
Thank
sit
you.
on Bays of Hail, but
If you told me you brought chockies earlier, I would have gotten you like
Would've
some
got a
nice
chair,
computer
yeah.
chairs or something.
Are you guys
Yeah.
leaving this here?
yeah, these are presents. Yeah, pocket those.
Nah, thanks very much, fellas.
Thanks for the hoodies. They're great.
Thank you for the hoodies. Like
course.
seriously, we like probably one of the best hoodies, if not the best, like most comfortable hoodie I've put.
This chocolate was a hoodie. It'd be colour plain. And right here we're looking at some AS colour.
This is
I
true.
love it.
Let's be honest. Yeah, I mean, we had to cut it there because after a Truckee review, it was all going downhill from there.
Yeah.
That was the pinnacle, boys.
I get a bit like.
Put it in, boys. Put it in. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.